Ah, Yorkie the Barbarian here. Once again taking it back to Golarion. For more wrath of the righteous, as I, the last of the brigands of Brigantes here, go in search of the last of the Sarkorians. Now, we have a look at what we've got here. Worm family secret spies in our midst Tower of Estrod. Threatening City, find the storyteller. That's where we're going to look now. First off, who else do we need to talk to? Welcome to everyone over here. Let's have a chat with Wendy. $2,700 and some. Experience at level 4. Wendowax's 10 stance reveals her constant vigilance. Her eyes are focused and resolute. Noticing you, she lets you speak first. Bowing respectfully. Master, I am at your service. I want to know more about you. The underground warrior looks flattered and raises her chin proudly. You ask me anything, Master? You think of life on the surface. Wendowax scoffs arrogantly. Life among the uplanders, you mean? Your customs are strange. The huntress casts a glance at you and corrects herself quickly. I mean theirs, not yours, Master. You are strong and clever. I look at other uplanders and wonder. Have you seen how they are proud of their weakness? Look at my hand. Look, my hands are so soft. I've never done anything with them in my entire life, because noble blood runs through my veins. You know, Wendy, I agree with you on that one. But don't make the mistake of thinking soft hands means weakness throughout. There are many with a strong mind and weak body. What does it matter who someone's parents are? It doesn't. I'm the daughter of a former chief of a tribe. So what? Is this what they respect and fear me for? Saul became chief because he was old, experienced, and smart. After him, I might become the chief because I am strong and even smarter. But these weaklings wouldn't have lasted a day in our caves. Wendowax's eyes narrow wearily. Everything is strange here. But it's all right, Master. We'll put things right, won't we? Tell me about life in your caves. Life was better than an uplander might think. You're surrounded by rock on all sides. It's sturdy, dependable. When you hide in a crack, you know you're safe, for sure. Not like here, all this empty space around you. You always have to be on your guard, in case an arrow flies from any direction and hits you. Life underground is calmer somehow. Sure, there is less food than in the caves in here, but the amount of food you uplanders have, it's too much. Don't you see, Master? How many fat uplanders there are? Why do they eat so much? Like cattle fattened up to make for a tastier meal. We've only had one fat person in our tribe, and that was Sul. And he was only fat because he was old. But up here, everything just seems fairer in the caves. When there isn't enough food for the weak, they die. The lazy die. The sick, in the head and the body, they die. Only the strong and the skilled survive, and the blood becomes thicker, tougher. What happened between you and Lan? Wendowax shrugs disdainfully. He's a good hunter, but not too clever. Bit of an idiot, really. He was the strongest in the tribe after me, and that's why I kept him close. His heart is soft, unlike his body. The hunter smiles shamelessly. But then I met you, and I didn't need Lan anymore. Now I only want to hunt with you. I can tell you're proud of your strength. Wendowax throws her shoulders back proudly. Of course. Let everyone see who is standing before them. The weak must obey the strong. They don't want to be reminded of their place. Even when a snot-nosed little cave rat, I could bring neithers twice my age to heal. Because I fear nothing and no one, pain least of all. I was showered with praise and compliments. The best hunters of the other tribes wanted me. But what did that matter to me? The moment you start listening to flattery is the moment you get soft and you die. And that's why your flattery is not going far with me. Doesn't mean I don't like you. I do. But no, I always pushed myself further, challenging myself, taking myself to the very edge. Many times I almost died, but I always come back stronger. I earned all my strength on my own, and if anyone didn't respect that, I just grabbed my knife. That's why I became the best hunter in the tribe. On the surface, your people are called Mongols, but I take it you don't like that term. The hunter shrugs her shoulders. Let the uplanders call us what they want, it doesn't matter. I know what they're trying to do by giving us that stupid nickname. They're trying to assert their status and superiority over us. But it's normal to try and dominate a stranger you've just met. That's expected. When my kin conquer the lands on the surface, People will call us by whatever names we choose. Yeah, we'll see about that, Wendy. Why do you serve me? Wendo gives you a bland smile. Because you are winning, and I want to be with the winner. I don't like sharing food and fire with weaklings. I prefer people like you. And also because being close to you is a good way to live. I love life. I'm young and strong. It makes sense to eat, drink, screw, and kill enemies while you are young. Not when you're 30,000 gongs old and shriveled up like Sol. I thought you liked strength. You can be strong to the end in one way or another. As long as I'm your servant, I can have fun as I like and order others around. Anyone I want. Who will dare defy me? No one. Her eyes drift half closed in smug satisfaction. Well, I can guarantee you fun and entertainment, but you watch how you're throwing your weight around because you're on my behalf now. Wendowak shoots a feral grin. It's good we understand each other, Master. We are neithers. As we neithers say, we hunt in the same cave. Alright, everything's clear now. Talk about you, sir. No, I don't want to know about that dirty part of your history. Please stop grovelling. Like you said, flattery is not important. Wendowak shakes her head, so I'm not grovelling. I'm showing respect for your power. This is exactly how the weak should behave in the presence of the strong. You promised me an army of mongrels. Where are they? Wendowak narrows her cat-like eyes. Now we'll give you one, Master, but first we have to rebuff the attack on the city. Sol has spent his entire life preparing for the Underground Crusaders' return to the surface, and he's not going to take any risks. He will order the tribe to attack, to hide in the caves like rats, and he will decide whether they are strong enough to fight side by side with us. Maybe he will decide that it's better to sit this one out, and wait for another chance to come along. We have to fend off the demons with a glorious victory and show Sol that ours is not a lost cause. Then he will give us his warriors, and then it will be my job to turn them into real soldiers. Alright, that's it for now. Best, let's have a word with you. Any success in Alza City? What's our main objective? You heard what the demon said. They're going to desecrate the Wardstone and blow up the whole barrier around the World Wound. That would be an even worse disaster than the World Wound's expansion before the Second Crusade. Not only Knappers, but every city with a Wardstone will be destroyed, including the capital. Can't allow that no matter what. We will retake it, even destroy it if we must. Iomede's gift must not become a weapon of the Abyss. What are these Wardstones exactly? They're the greatest treasure, the shield given to us by Iomede herself, and placed in Canabris and other Mendevian cities and fortresses by a herald. The chain of Wardstones formed from a protective barrier that stops the expansion of the Worldwound and keeps the demons from moving beyond its borders. I shudder to think what will happen if the barrier falls. Tell me about the Eagle Watch. It's a small order created to fight not only demons, but also the enemy within, to maintain the purity of the paladin ranks, prevent heresy, and identify spies. And it failed miserably at that. The Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth infiltrated it and formed their nest within its ranks. After the Queen entrusted me with leading the order, Anivia and I practically built it from scratch. We got rid of deadweight, people who weren't committed. We organised ways to transmit messages and orders safely. We introduced reliable ciphers. We found tacit allies around the city, from crusader orders to street beggars. This was my personal crusade, to purge the city of Templars who had infested it. And I thought I was winning. I could feel it. We were so close to driving the cultists out of Canabris, but... Rebeth frowns. It's hard to admit, but those successes didn't count for much once the demons entered the city. Yeah, on the contrary. If it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be a headquarters at the Defender's Heart. The cultists would have served up the city on a platter to the demons. The lines on Urabeth's forehead soften. Yes, that's true. It's a good thing we achieved something. Thank you. I'd like me to ask a few personal questions. Frowning a little, Urabeth nods. Please, but I must warn you, there are some things I don't have the right to discuss. Where are you from? I was born in Canabres. I grew up on a farm just outside it, but my way back home lay at the end of a long and winding road. It took me years of travelling through foreign lands before I came to be where I've always belonged. How did you become a paladin? A bitter smile appears on the half-orc's face. I don't much like to remember it. Believe it or not, the story of how I became a paladin is also the story of how I failed to become a knight. My parents were crusaders. May their souls stand together in my day's celestial army. When I was born, they retired from the war and started preparing me to continue their legacy. But my father was an orc. He'd be pressed to find a calmer, wiser, more pious servant of the goddess than me. But still, all his life, he was dogged by sideways looks and whispers. When I grew older, it was time for me to serve. I decided anyway, but Canabres. That was where my father had served loyally, and his only reward had been injustice. Besides, the witch hunters led by the Honourable Prelate Hulrun stalked the city with a heavy hand. Who knows what they'd done to a strange girl with green skin. Instead, I went to... A smirk that looked like a painful grimace crossed her face. You can laugh if you went, but I was young and foolish. I chose Last Wall of all places. You can imagine how well I was accepted in a country that's been battling the orcs of Belton since its foundation. There were many there, like me, but we were all treated as second-class citizens. To the locals, my green skin was worse than leper scabs. Even my brothers in faith kept their distance. I took my vows, and the goddess granted me the powers of a paladin. But even then, not a single order would accept me into their ranks. I spent another 6 months knocking on doors before I realised the simple truth. I serve Iamade, not these people. I don't have to prostrate myself before them. So I left. As a paladin, but not a knight. You hardly need to tell me this. You hardly need me to tell you this. You know perfectly well what it's like for us. So how did you come to join the knightly order? I left Last Wall and went travelling. The goddess guided me, and my path led me to where atrocities were happening. I often fought in exchange for gold, but never for unworthy aims. Of course. I wandered the river kingdoms for a few years, killing monsters and tracking down criminals. Sometimes I thought I was just wasting my time, that my true place was in Canapres. But I pushed those thoughts away. I didn't even want to think about going back. But in the end, divine providence had brought me to my senses. It happened in Timon. I was tracking a gang of bandits, which my employer suspected was a cover for Rasmiran spies. I managed to find their lair, but inside I found something far more dangerous than spies. An unholy temple of Zun-Kothon. When I broke in there, the cultists were about to sacrifice someone. The person who was destined to become my wife, Anivia. That's another story. After I cut down the cultists, I examined their papers and couldn't believe my eyes. A network of evil cults had spread through all of Avistan, including Mendev. Worse, the documents clearly showed that their allies, the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth, had infested my native Canabres, and were even among the ranks of the Paladins. After that, delaying my homecoming would be tantamount to desertion. Luckily, I was no longer alone. Anevia was as eager to destroy the cultists as I was. Yes, she'd do anything for you. Anevia and I hurried to Canabres. We couldn't trust anyone. The papers indicated that the cultists had infiltrated everything. Luckily, I had some experience in investigation, and my beloved, the Hatbox, smiled warmly. She knew her way around working locks, tailing people, and trading information with the city's bottom feeders. Soon we defeated, alas, not the whole Hydra, but a few of its heads. You know who turned out to be the leader of the cultists? Commander of the damn Evil Watch. Can you imagine, while Prelate Hulrun was chasing witches through the city, the enemy had infiltrated the very order responsible for internal security. The scandal reached the ears of the Queen. At first she planned to disband the order in disgrace, but then she offered its command to me, and put its salvation in my hands. Of course, there was one small catch. I wasn't a knight, but I was made commander just the same, skipping the usual progression through the ranks. I can't imagine the followers of Zun-Kothon in alliance with demon worshippers. Shouldn't they hate each other? They should, but Baphomet's minions are masters of deception. They manipulate Zun-Kothon's butchers as eagerly as Iamada's knights. The cultists from the unholy temple didn't know the true face of their associates in Canapres. We ourselves only learned the truth much later, after getting to the bottom of their nest. How did the people of Canabres feel about your background? They tolerated it surprisingly well. I shouldn't have been so wary. Crusaders don't tend to be prejudiced as a rule. After all, heroes from all over the world, even from the other continents, come here to fight the demons. Apparently, the people were only suspicious of full-blooded orcs. There were already many like me here. We don't have many problems. Though the locals do have their superstitions. Mendev is as merciless as Last Wall. They just have a different set of victims. I kept seeing those same sideways glances, looks and scowls, hearing familiar whispers. But where they once used to whisper behind my back and point at me, now they whisper in my ear and point at someone else. It's so strange to be on the other side of humiliation, to wipe the spit from your face and suddenly be invited to change position and spit at someone else. You must have figured out by now, I'm talking about tieflings. It's true there are many of them among the cultists and few among our crusaders. And our fighters do all they can to drive away those who would be our allies. People shun them, call them a reloose spawn, or worse, as if they chose to be born like that. I believe it's quite a feat to rise against the call of one's own blood and join the forces of evil. Still almost only see them as the enemy. I once saw a knight bleeding to death because he wouldn't let a tiefling priest touch his wound. Alas, I haven't been able to change this in all my time in Canabres. Tell me about Anevia. We met in Timon, and as I was wandering aimlessly from one ordeal to another, we returned to Canabres together to expose the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth. The day the Queen knighted me was the second happiest day of my life. The first was the day of our wedding. But Anevia isn't just my beloved. She is my staunchest ally. We share every victory and defeat. The best of me is alive thanks to her. Thank you for saving her back there. The day Canabres fell. But before her return, the only thing giving me the strength to protect the defender's heart was the hope that I'd see her again. We're in your debt. No, you're not. No, you're not. Thank you for your answers. I have to go. Right, I'm going to head outside. I think there might be one or two to talk to out there, and then we will try and fix this bridge in the marketplace and head to the Blackwing. In case you're wondering, there's virtually no point in talking to anyone who isn't named, who's just peasant survivor, etc. You can do here, but you just get generic. Alright, prestidigitator golem. He's obviously special. The magnificent and glittering golem, encrusted with gems and covered in intricate, flowery embossing, triumphantly exclaims, "Happy to be of service. May shelling brighten and vivify your day." What exactly are you? The prestidigitator golem. Many millennia ago, I was built by Aslanti clerics of Shellin, the goddess of beauty, to make the world a better place. In my joyful service, I have visited many lands. After the past few centuries, I have resided in the Temple of Sunrise Chrysanthemums in Thiantia. But then, the good cleric saw fit to offer me as a gift to Mendevian Crusaders, so that you could share in the beauty I create. Can you do anything useful? My creators granted me the ability to place illusions on various items. I can change their colour and texture to make them more beautiful and appealing to the eye. Would you like me to cast an illusion over your armour and make it green? Green is a very pleasant colour and it would match your eyes. Saying no would have been a lot quicker. How did you end up here? And yes, I know that means that they do, what do they call it? Transmog. But have you seen how small the things are? Transmog's not that important. To me. How did you end up here? I was in the Tower of Estrad Museum, but then some not beautiful people came and started smashing everything. I asked them to show restraint, and that's when they decided to steal me. After all, I am beautiful and very valuable. They dragged me down the street, but I didn't want to go with them, so I kept stopping. The least beautiful of my kidnappers threw me over his shoulder and tried to run away with me. The least smart, I think you mean. But I am very heavy, so his back made a not very beautiful crunching sound. He started yelling, and then everyone else was yelling. And some of that yelling was directed at me, and then they started hitting me with their not beautiful weapons. And then some good crusaders drove them away and brought me here. And now, says Jordan Vane, oh, you Staunton's brother or cousin or something? Being lumbered with you, what a waste of metal you are. And instead of working, I'm supposed to keep an eye on you, so no one else is tempted by the walking treasure trove. What can you do to help the war effort? I was not designed for any type of combat, yet I can bring beauty and harm. Yeah, so nothing. That would have been quicker. Let's leave. Jordan Vane, a grizzled dwarf, turns a blade in his calloused hands, carefully inspecting its edge. When he sees you approaching, he sets the blade aside and greets you with a nod. A new face in the city. You picked a good time to come to Canabres, as you can see, but in sore need of warriors. You know everyone in Canabres by sight? Well, not everyone, but I make it my business to know the people who might need my services. A blacksmith's work isn't just at the anvil, you know. But you have your forge here in the tavern yard. Wherever I am, that's where my forge is. A true master of any craft will always find the tools they need. I miss my old forge, of course. It's just a pile of charred stones now, but I've still got my hands. Means I can work. Do you recognise his sword? Do I recognise it? Of course I do. I made this with my own hands. There's a brand, see? The dwarf carefully takes the sword in his hands, gazing at it like a doting father. Oh, Yaniel, things have been tough without you. But at least we've still got your sword. That's something. Goran returns the sword to you. In battle, ordinary swords get blunted. They break. But sometimes a weapon can persevere. Oh, can preserve. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. No authority on these things. But something like an echo of the deeds done with the weapon. More like the reflection of the wielder's soul. I don't know. We'll say one thing. Take care of that sword. Yaniel may no longer be with us, but the demons will still remember why they need to turn tail and run when they see radiance. After the scabbard's all worn, we can't be having a fine sword like this being carried around in a tatty thing. I'll make you a new one, if you like. If the city stands strong and we both survive, come see me again and I'll have it ready, no charge. Show me your wares. No junk to sell right now. We don't need to buy anything. I don't need to waste money. Right, out to the city then. Out to the market square then. As we go, just let me say, some of you may know this from previous runs. I'll make some comments out of character that show I've gone further than this. Then in character you may see me playing ignorance. Because in character I try and roleplay. Out of character I'm not going to hide things from you in case you're new and want to hear what little I know. I have got as far as the end of chapter 3, that's all. Right, Market Square.
Move out!
Just don't blame me.
I don't know what that is, alright. Who is this? Tiefling? A tiefling? No, I'll tell you everything, just don't hit me. I never stole nothing, I only joined the thieflings just now. The tiefling gestures back the way he came as if that explains everything. It's all them, back there. They found an underground passage to the Great Garrison. That'd be useful. And they've been nicking stuff out of there ever since. Low-down thieving Torags, that's what they are. That's nothing to do with it, I swear. Brother Gort, is that you? Brother Walchif, I thought you pegged it in near the best jail. Happy to see you too, says Walchif. Who are you? An honest guy who's fallen with some bad folks. The thieflings, the local thieves here. They forced me to join their gang, but I didn't want to. Yeah, stop lying. Just don't hand me over to her best, valiant crusaders. Please, in the name of all the gods that ever were. Oh, here is a new addition to the thieflings. So far, he's swiped almost 5,000 gold. He's got a long way to go before he catches up with me, mind. They made me do it. An underground passage the Great Garrison, tell me more. Right, so the temple round here, the Temple of Ayamade, has a cellar, and a passage leads from it right to the Great Garrison. The Thieflings, my pals, damned a lot of them, have been using this passage on and off to sell all sorts of stuff to the soldiers of the Great Garrison. So when the demons burst into the city, we thought we'd check up on the Great Garrison to see how the soldiers were faring. Right. And to offer our assistance. Don't give me that look. This is the first time hearing of this. Thieflings keep secrets from each other too, you know. Why are you afraid of me? You're one of them crusaders, aren't you? You lot hate our guts of Thieflings, I mean. You lock us up and do worse to us. Thiefling gulps loudly. I'm not a Thiefling, not really. Help you somehow? Yeah, let me go. Well, I'll let you go. You're going to have to pay me for the privilege. 112 gold, not bad. I'll give you everything I've got, just don't kill me. The Thiefling hurriedly turns out his pockets. Thank you. Get on your way. Cheers for letting me go like this. I'll remember you in 100 years, I will. I'll name my firstborn after you. The stare, the Thiefling falls silent and runs off. Alright, so we've got some information about the passage. We've got... Oh!
Die!
They have a
Save the
dredge.
last one for me.
We have 2 dredges.
Just die already.
Well, they didn't last long now, did they?
Head on!
I'll bathe in your blood.
Well, just taking a bit of an injury, but nothing too bad. Nothing more that way.
You follow.
Quick words to the wise. On treasure.
I hope you appreciate this.
If you've got limited carry, and in this game, it's weight that matters, not number of items. Weapons are extremely heavy. Armor is extremely heavy and doesn't sell for a lot. Now, some stuff, like this ring here, no, not that. Like the copper ring, it doesn't sell for a lot. But do you see how light it is? It doesn't add anything meaningful to your carry capacity at all. It's worth grabbing them. Just because as you carry up a lot, it is meaningful as an amount and doesn't impede your carry and therefore doesn't impede your movement, combat or anything else. Weapons and armor do. Now, if you have a lot of pets, things like that, that's not an issue. You can basically carry everything. But yeah, that tankard, it's not worth much at all. It doesn't weigh anything worthwhile.
Onward! We'll make this quick. She won't feel a thing.
What the hell?
I don't know. Can we really do this?
What are you doing?
We don't have a choice. There are demons everywhere. What else would you have us do?
Not what it seems like you're gonna. A group of knights surround a young elven girl. She's dressed in rags that barely cover the hideous scars on her body. The beggar girl is on her knees, watching placidly as the people argue heatedly around her. It's as if she doesn't sense the looming threat at all. A black crow flies in agitated circles above her head.
In Iomede's name, we're sorry, girl, but it is our duty. We have to do this, not for our own sake, but for the sake of everyone who can still be saved from the demons. If we don't win this battle, you won't have long to live anyway.
It brings its sword up over the girl's head.
They're insane! We've got to do something!
I understand. You're scared. You feel powerless. You think this will help. You don't have to justify yourselves to me. Just do what you've decided to do.
The girl smiles serenely as though she isn't at risk of imminent death. What the hell is going on here, you guys?
We...
The knight's hands are shaking.
Our weapons barely scratch the demon's hides. We're sacrificing this girl to Iomade so we can consecrate our weapons with her innocent blood and gain the power to destroy the spawn of the abyss.
It's extreme, but we have no other choice. We have to defend this city somehow, or else we'll all perish, including her.
You're a special kind of stupid, aren't you? That's ridiculous. The teachings of Iomade directly prohibit the killing of innocents.
Exactly. What were you thinking? The goddess would never allow this.
Whose idea was this anyway? I think it was yours.
My idea? I was against the whole thing right from the start. Who said we needed to make a sacrifice? Wasn't it you? You can't blame anyone else for that.
Please don't fight. All of you are good people, defenders of the city. You just made a mistake. Please don't hurt them.
Hey, I know her. I see her all the time on the street. She's a couple of cards short of a full deck.
I'm getting that.
If you know what I mean.
Hi. Remember when we used to play together when we were little? But then you went and got all big. And I stayed the same for some reason.
Yeah, because elves live a lot longer.
Huh? I played with you? Pull the other one.
You did. We played tag and hide and seek. Then you and the bigger boys came up with the game where you all threw stones at me. You laughed so hard, it made me happy too. But then you grew up and went away to do grown-up things. Wanna play with me now?
You threw stones at her as a game. Well, Jip, word in your ear if I might. You won't be doing that anymore, will you?
For the love of... Canabras is too damn small.
Right, you lot, go to the Defender's Heart. That's where the survivors are gathering. And don't even think of doing anything so stupid and disgusting ever again.
Thank you.
They're gone. And they all lived. I was sure that someone would die today.
I'm sure they
So
might.
many people have died here already. But we are still alive for some reason. Strange, isn't it?
Well, you're still alive because I interrupted your smooth brain thinking there.
But you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a silly girl, really.
So far, that seems to be the case.
I don't trust her. She isn't what she seems, what she would have us believe she is. That is no simple-minded child before us.
Really, Wendy? Well, I don't know that you're right, but let's see. Who are you?
Call me Ember. I live here, on the streets, for many years now. But there's nothing to say about me.
I don't think you're an ordinary girl, and that crow you have there. Yeah, crows don't normally behave like that. It's not ordinary either.
No, don't be silly. I'm very ordinary. Well, I know different types of
Thanks.
tricks. But Soot taught me those.
Tricks taught to you by a crow.
Now Soot here, she truly is unusual. She's clever and she can talk, but only to me.
I
She
bet you can
teaches me
talk to.
magic tricks and lots of other stuff. I don't know what I'd do without her.
He's some kind of familiar magic trick, you say? You could prove useful when fighting the demons, and I'll be able to protect you from insane soldiers on the streets. Come with me.
I must have misheard. This girl? Join our party? What could we possibly want with this dirty little beggar?
At this point, I'm thinking more than I want with you, familiar.
Sure, let's go.
Right. Now, we've gone a bit of a distance, so we're going to save you. Let's have a look at Ember, shall we? Stigmatized witch. So it is, indeed, some kind of familiar. Oh! Swarms. Swarms can be a problem. That's not a good positioning. Bully. Camellia.
I'll cut you wide open.
The light take you!
That didn't work.
Over there!
What was that? It didn't work.
Let's hear you cry!
Oh, we got another one. Okay.
No match for me.
Hey, because you don't seem to be having them at the moment. Later.
Surrender or else!
Oh.
Cover me, all right?
The spirits demand your blood.
It's another down.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
It was a nice hit.
Run them through!
That's the next to last one down.
I'll rip you apart!
Too late for apologies.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Got them. And nobody's diseased.
I am helpful, am I not?
So far. But you're also annoying,
I am
Camellia.
helpful, am I not?
Seasoned wings and ties. Right, this is hide armor +1. For max dexterity. Well, I've already got 6, that's only 5. It's fine. An incomplete magic circle.
I did something wrong here.
It looks like we did. Get some healing on. We're done there.
Move out!
Tear your throat out!
Didn't know I had it in me. It's all your fault.
Roger got blattered, unfortunately. Yeah. Let's go get whatever's around here, shall we? laden with possessions looted from surrounding houses. Excuse me.
Head on!
No, what is that?
Hey, Lester, we've heard about you. Let's see if the tales are true. The elf punched up next to you is clutching a small but deep puncture wound. Her appearance is quite remarkable. Her skin is blacker than any Gorundi's. Her teeth are fanged and her hair is as grey as her crones. Her crimson eyes glare at you with a gleam of malice. What are you looking at, soldier? Like what you see? Who are you? Giving her a scrutinizing look, she says harshly, there's no point in you knowing, soldier, trust me. The answer would only bring you misfortune, and it still wouldn't be of any use to you. I'm a wanderer you won't ever meet again. Who did you? He responds with a razor-sharp smile. Haven't you noticed? The city is burning. There's a battle going on. It's wounded by a cultist. I shouldn't be surprised. Ember is looking over her thoughtfully. The wounds are so strange, not like mine at all. They burned me from the outside, but you were burned from within. I think. It hurt, didn't it? Unperturbed by her cold silence, Ember continues. Yes, I can see that it hurt. I'm sorry that happened to you. It appears this woman is a drow. Her race is also known as Dark or Cavern Elves. They're rarely seen on the surface, so it's surprising to encounter her here. So not a demon possessed. Okay. You're a liar form. I can heal you. Don't. I can handle myself. Won't like it when strangers cast spells on me. Tough. Can't leave it in this state. So the abyss with you. The elf tries clumsily to pull away, but the magic does its work, and the stab wound on her body heals quickly. Glaring it, she mutters through clenched teeth, thanks and everything, but the next person who uses magic on me without my permission gets an arrow in the eye. You're a drow, aren't you? She flinches, looking at you in undisguised sorrow. Yes, you have a keen eye for things, don't you, soldier? You guessed correctly, I am a drow, but don't think that gives you the right to judge me. I'm not thinking that. There's so much you don't know about me. And never will know. Believe me, it's for your own good. I've heard about you. Okay, listen. I'm told you're a cultist of Discari. Is it true? That's a lie. Her crimson eyes flash, and she says firmly, I loathe demons and I'll kill any who I come across. She's clearly holding something back, but she doesn't appear to be lying either. Yeah, Fawn's lying. Alright. Need to watch over him, or watch out for him. Whatever it is she's hiding, her claim that she hates demons sounds quite convincing. You're lying, but you're not telling me the whole truth. What, was I supposed to pour out my heart to you? She looks at you defiantly. You have your war soldier and I have mine. You're fighting chaos and madness and I'm fighting lies and hypocrisy. We are both willing to die for our cause, aren't we? So why would Fawn slander you? Kaelessa's grim expression hardens further, as bleak and unflinching as the words on the tombstone. You're asking questions that are dangerous in and of themselves. I urge you to stop. The more you know about me, the higher the chances that a traitor's dagger will find its way to your back. I believe you. Fawn's at the defender's side. You should steer clear of that place. My intention to go there. Farewell, soldier. Thank you for believing in me. Good luck out there, Kaelessa. I know that anyone can be a liar, but you seem to just be not willing to be open.
I lead. You follow.
Yes?
Let's do some healing.
Esme, Axel, yes. Esme, Axel, yes.
Now, bully.
Esme, Axel, yes.
Now, fan.
Esme, Axel, yes.
I'll do another. You do
I'll
one.
watch your back.
Onwards.
You
Select
can handle
forward.
them,
Oh,
right?
another fight. Well, that's them done. He doesn't sound very convincing. Build a bridge out of the debris.
Anything for you.
Done it. So if we built the bridge, we can probably leave now. I could go all that way, but that's a mystery. Why don't we just leave at the nearest exit? Time to go to the Blackwing. One on the road.
Wearing a robe? Check. Baphomet symbol around the neck? Check. Crazy eyes? Check. Note to self. Bring a mirror next time to be able to adjust the optimal level of eye craziness. Everything is ready for the experiment.
Someone's crazy, alright?
An audience. Problematic, but not critical. You there, boy. Stay out of this. It is counterproductive to stand in the way of scientific progress.
What the hell are you talking about? Oh, cultists. We know how to deal with these.
Who's that? I don't know her.
Greetings, boys and girls. I am your sister in sin, a devotee of Lord Baphomet's dark will, and so on and so forth.
Did you take a blow to the head?
She looks like one of us, but she talks kinda weird.
Yeah?
Who's there with you?
Who? Oh, them. Just an audience. They don't matter. Consider them a supplementary component of the coming experiment.
Well, this is something you don't see every day. I guess we'll wait to see what happens. We can always take them down anytime.
In the name of our Lord Baphomet, please be so kind as to undertake a little test of your competency in our wicked cause.
You're not worshipping Baphomet talking like that, I can tell you.
Let's start with something simple. So here's my first question. What is Lord Baphomet's favorite weapon?
We will not answer to you.
Our lord can wield any kind of weapon. He is all-powerful.
Wrong. He wields no weapons at all. He doesn't need any. He just gores his enemies with his horns.
I think we found the rejects from the Baphomet School of Awareness. Actually, it's Ezagul, a glaive made of red adamantine.
That is correct. But still, boy, no prompting, please. This experiment has taken quite a surprising turn. I would never have expected the followers of the great Baphomet to be baffled by such a simple question. Fine. Let's recalibrate the difficulty and proceed with the next question. Please name Lord Baphomet's sacred animal.
A bull! Of course, everybody knows that.
Yep. And a cow.
No, it's an aurochs, as a matter of fact. You guys not know anything.
I'd like to ask you to stop prompting them, but it seems they could do with a prompt or two.
I oppose Lord Baphomet and I know more than you.
It appears the experiment has yielded results which are as unexpected as they are incredible. Baphomet's cultists have not the slightest idea about who Baphomet really is, let alone any in-depth knowledge of his ideology or philosophy. I'm positive that this news will cause a sensation in widest scientific circles.
Damn it. She's right. I'm a shitty excuse for a cultist. And my mother used to tell me to become a plowman.
Hey, take it easy. We've only had 2 questions. You there, come on, ask another one. We'll get the next one.
Go on, ask them more. They might manage something. Even if it's just to show their ignorance.
Is there any sense in continuing? You cannot answer the simplest of questions. I am ashamed of all of you, as cultists and as individuals.
Please, ask again. I can answer. I'm sure I can.
Oh, I'm sure you can answer these, just you'll get it wrong most likely.
How do you spell Baphomet's name?
B-A-F-A... Oh, screw it. To hell with Baphomet. I thought it was gonna be fun, but instead there are all these questions. I'm done here. I'm going back to my home village, back to my mother.
Hey, wait! You there! How dare you stir up discord in our
Well,
ranks?
equally easy.
Grab her and tie her up, and her entire entourage too!
Entourage. Alright.
The experiment is complete. Unable to deal with the questions, the cultists decide to deal with the examiner instead. A typical reaction for a person who has never been burdened with any intelligence. Now you're gonna start hitting each other, aren't you? Please, proceed. I won't interrupt.
Okay. How many times were you hit in the head exactly?
The heartbeat quickens.
Why am I so weak? I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
No?
It's all your fault.
Only death can stop me. No, not like this.
The world in crimson.
Well, we got them. Wasn't as easy as I thought. The absence of an answer is an answer too. Is it? Alright, bye weirdo. Now, mentioning weirdos, here's the other one.
The result is statistically predictable, especially considering their intelligence level. What about you, boy? Are you ready to answer some questions for the good of science? Let's proceed with the experiment. My first question is simple. Which colors does the goddess Iomade prefer?
Why am I answering? Oh, go on, why not? It's red and white.
This answer is correct. It is comforting to meet at least one educated person in the melting pot of ignorance that is Canopus today.
Oh, we're not arrogant much, are we?
Let's proceed. Did Aradin take part in any crusade before he died?
You know for sure that I did not. No. Did he die before it all happened?
Your answer is correct. Aradin's death dates to 4606, and that is precisely the year when the World Wound was opened. The First Crusade started back in 4622. Your knowledge would make Mendev's Crusaders proud. My final question is, what is the title that Aurilu Vorlesh bears? Is she the architect of the World Wound, the Lord of the Labyrinth, or the Border Acquisitor of the Shapeless Abyss?
Not sure, but you thank the gods you're lucky enough to have only 3 options to choose from. Why, and what's all this about anyway?
I am the one asking questions here. Answer them, and then I'll satisfy your curiosity.
She's the architect of the World Wound, I'm guessing.
That's correct. Most excellent. You successfully answered all of my questions. Splendid. Amazing. This is a breakthrough. I thank you for your cooperation.
You're gonna
It
answer?
seems to me that I owe you an explanation.
Just a bit.
My name is Nenio. I am an explorer, a pilgrim, a yet-to-be-recognized scientific luminary, future author of the great encyclopedia Gollarionica, and rector of all Absalom's universities at once. Future rector, I should say. I also know several spells.
So you're an unrecognised ivory tower intellectual who's got a head up a butt. Got it. Now what's with all these damn questions?
It is so heartening to see you strive for knowledge. I have been conducting an experiment comparing the intellectual abilities of the average cultist with those of the average crusader. And I must admit that you passed the test with flying colors. This does offer a glimmer of hope for the future of Crusade. I have always claimed that despite the popular beliefs about the limited intellectual abilities of those in the army, at least some of them can be considered educated. It pleases me to see that I was correct.
So what, you're saying I'm mediocre, are you?
Yes.
That's happened. Why do you keep calling me boy anyway? I have a name, you know.
I apologize for an injury to your ego, but your name is irrelevant on the grand scale of the universe. Thus,
No, my
it
name's
cannot
Yorkie.
possibly interest me. I will forget it as soon as I hear it. To avoid unnecessary confusion, I'd prefer to not know it at all.
Start calling me by the name irrelevant and I will slap you. You're not resident safe right now. Do you want to join forces?
Do you wish to become my follower?
Other way around,
accompany
look.
me on my expeditions to the world wound? To assist me in my experiments? To run errands for me? Perhaps even to write down my deepest thoughts for the benefit of future generations? Oh, how splendid! Of course, I agree. Truth be told, I have no money to pay you. But you will be aiding the progress of science, and that is its own reward.
Yeah, you got it the wrong way around. If we join forces, you'll have to follow my orders.
Huh? What? Oh, yes, the dangers and these battles. Of course, I will follow your orders.
Good.
I place my life in your capable hands, so I can focus on the things that really matter.
Right, then I agree.
Excellent. You're hired. To think that I finally found someone to accompany me. 27 Crusaders before you said no.
Gee, I
Not
wonder
one
why.
of them saw the undeniable appeal of my offer.
Yeah, because there ain't any.
Your first assignment is to take me to a safe place. I have to admit that today's experiment has left me quite tired.
Well, you're not coming with us, just hightail it to the Defender's Heart.
Pay attention.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
Long Sword of Detriment. +1 long sword, additional +1 negative energy damage on a hit. Not all that useful.
Move out.
Very basic magic weapon. But it looks like we can go now, so let's do that. Actually, first off,
Everyone is mortal in this world.
We will win this
Especially
war.
when I'm around.
I heed the voice of the spirits.
Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos.
Yes.
Esmo, Axel. Yes. Esmo, Axel. Yes.
there we are. I'm a cultist. Got some stuff. Good. Got a lost bag. And so we're at the Blackwing.
I found something.
The great library of cannabis has been ravaged and wrecked in the most barbaric way. It seems that someone took perverse pleasure in smashing lamps and furniture.
I lead.
Yeah, that don't
You
surprise me.
follow.
Look. Junk. Oh, got a little griffin statue. Well, a big one. Statue. We have a griffin. A grip, whatever. Hello. Okay. Well, they left. I've never seen a creature like that before. Will not be an easy kill. Yeah, I'm guessing not. If we have to kill it, we'll see.
Onwards.
Gillette, a stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. His armor is spattered with blood. He greets you with a deep booming voice. Crusaders, excellent. I am Captain Chaleb Sazamel, and these are my men. I am about to burn these vile backstabbers and heretics. These pathetic imitators of the traitor who tricked their way into the ranks of the Crusaders. The knight nods at the heap of severely beaten people, and a strange elf whose appearance seems jarring for some unknown reason. Sazamel bellows threats at his prisoners, who seem to be in a state of deep shock and utter terror. Strange feeling rises up within you. It's pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you are certain it's the right thing. Do you see? Did you see what happened to the griffin statue? What was it? The knight makes a helpless gesture and raises his head in confusion. I've no idea. I didn't lay a finger on that statue, I swear. What happened to the library? Demon showed up and carried everything off. I wasn't there. Doesn't look like we carried everything off. Speak myself. I was fighting in the square, but these filthy traitors told me everything. My face made them quite chatty. So what, you tortured them? Do you think your methods are worthy of a crusader? Under ordinary circumstances, no, but look around. The city is burning, now is not the time for squeamishness. Why do you want to burn them? What are your howls like a wild animal? Look around you. The city is in burning ruins. So many innocent lives lost, and all because of abominations like these here. Cultists, heretics, spies, slipping into our ranks, carrying out the orders of their brutal masters, and preparing a heinous death for all. They want to give us over to the demons, just like Arilu did with Sarkorians. They deserve to feel the flames licking at their legs. You come up with nasty words to use against people. You call them heretics, cultists, spies, so you don't have to call them people. Good people, just like you. You feel bad for doing something like this to people, but not to heretics. Without those words, you wouldn't be able to burn them. Remember? That's some deep brain thinking, not smooth brain thinking. Try that in future. Why wouldn't he? I feel no pity for no one. People or not, I kill who I feel like. We are at war, we are forced to kill people. Every person deals with this pain whatever way they can. This good knight is lying to himself if he says he's killing heretics, not people. You lie to yourself when you say killing doesn't hurt you. I can't lie, I just bear the pain. Let's have a look at the armour. After careful study of the Crusaders' armour, you can say with certainty that these aren't fakes. Shall I be talking too loudly, though? All while casting sidelong looks at you. You've seen similar behavioural quirks before, in liars. Let's give in to this instinct. Sounds like fun. Idiots, stop. Heed my command in the name of Baphomet. The words fly out of your mouth before you can even think them. Some gut instinct told you that this is precisely what needs to be said in this moment, and the words hit their target. The Crusaders jump in surprise and look at each other in terror. Waldjip glares menacingly at Chaleb. Didn't you know, mortal? We're everywhere. That would have been a good time to use your shadow, by the way. Chaleb leaps to attention and backs out. Sorry, couldn't have known. We'll fix it right away, sir. An inexplicable feeling of brightness flows through you. You enjoy seeing the look of oafish terror on the face of the Crusader and his lackeys when you rebuke them for their fecklessness. Stop wasting valuable fuel. You like burning books? Go rig the Grey Garrison Library. Our enemies might try to sneak in there. Step to it. There's plenty more where that came from, sir. I'll do everything you've ordered, and just as soon as those Crusaders arrive, they'll be dead meat. I'll go make sure that we get make it another 2 barrels of alchemist fire from the Grey Garrison storeroom. Things are going to burn right up in there. And they're gone. Alright, we saved you.
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign.
Did I fail?
Yeah, we have no idea what it is, so ignore it.
Over there!
Another book. Can't get over there, unfortunately, so we can't go after that griffin.
What do we have here?
Sorry about that.
It's just
Statue
not
of
my
a
lucky
lean man,
day.
which we don't know about.
Move out.
Right. Let's have a rescue here. Praise I am today, we're saved. Came just in time. A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears its years heavily, which is unusual for members of his race. Thinning grey hair, a ragged beard, sightless, milky eyes, pale, papery skin, covered in age spots, a spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. Youth that graces the faces of the elves, even on their deathbed, has totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. That is an elf with a beard. I guess the worst can be found even among the best. Hey, careful you. The old elf holds out his hand in your direction, in the perennial gesture of the blind, greeting you with an unexpectedly strong and calm voice. Hello. I am Storyteller, and I wish to thank you, my rescuers. That is you, if I'm not mistaken. Storyteller? Ha! It's the first time I've ever heard of a venerable old-timer like that having a street name, says Woljif. Sometimes a person can lose their name, but Mama and Papa are gone, friends are gone, and there's nobody to ask what it was. So instead of their name, a person can pick any word that is good. Everybody has to have a name, or do they? I don't know. Who are you? The old elf frowns. I prefer people to call me Storyteller. It very accurately describes the sphere of my occupations and interests. In most of the places I have been, I am known by that name. When I was little, my mother and father used to tell me stories. They have known to tell me stories now. Sometimes my grandma does in my dreams, but I always forget them in the morning. Can you tell me a story? Still a child, aren't you, Ember? The corners of the blind elf's mouth slowly creep up. For you, I have a story to tell. Perhaps you have a story for me. There's a griffin statue here. Someone came to life and flew away. Do you know anything about it? The griffin stood in this library for decades, but only today did he take flight. Why? I do not know. I am glad this ancient slumber has come to an end. The elf smiles at his thoughts. He has a long history behind him, and yet the real tale is only just beginning today. No, I will not reveal his secrets. I think your paths will cross again, so you can ask him yourself. I want to talk to you about something. The old elf responds with dignity and courtesy, but firmly. In thanks for my rescue, I will of course render you a service in return, whatever it may be. However, at this moment I wish to be somewhere safer than the present surroundings. My recent adventures have fatigued me greatly. I'd be grateful if you could help me to find a safer shelter of some kind. The stubborn set of the elf's mouth tells you that he won't change his mind. Typical, you do someone a good turn, and instead of saying thank you, they just ask for more. Well, he did say thank you, to be fair, Woljif, but yeah, he wants more help. People usually do. Go easy on the old elf, says Sealer. He's had a rough go of it. Yes, says Woljif, because we've had it so easy. Woljif, you're a child too in your own way. We cannot not help him. If it was up to me, Grandfather Elf, I'd throw you over my shoulder and carry you out of here. This is no place for old folks. Taking you to the Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again, and if I may, please don't rush. I will struggle to keep up with your young legs. Storyteller lowers his voice slightly. I'm not the only one thankful to you. That young crusader over there is eager to give his regards. He's too shy to approach you. I can tell from his quickened breathing. When we reach a safe place, take pity on the lad and accept his thanks. The young man with aristocratic features wipes the sweat up from his brow and gives you a courteous bow. Allow me to introduce myself, Brother Claim at your service. Thank you for helping us. We thought you were doomed to perish. There is death everywhere here, says Amber. Sometimes I think we're all doomed. But then death has passed us by and we're still alive. Who are you? We are Crusaders of the Order of the Flaming Lance, says Claim. Our order dedicates itself to the pursuit of hidden knowledge and magical methods of fighting demons. We are searching for our leader, Sister Myanmar, the scholar. She spent the last 2 weeks here, working day and night on some important research. When the demons attacked the city, we rushed here to find her, but it seems she left the city shortly before the attack began. Yet another order that couldn't even protect its own. The more I see of Crusaders, the more I'm disappointed. You might not be wrong, Wendy. Myanmar just left the city, leaving no word of where she could be found. No. She left in a hurry without leaving any notes or orders. Why? I have no idea. The only thing that may serve as a clue is this book that she was studying. The knight holds out the leather-bound tome to you. Item received. My company of worn-out words. Songs of Crusader. Myanmar's note mentions something about a stone book belonging to a druids in Old Sarkorians. What does that mean? Stone books. The druids of Old Sarkorians use sacred trees as books. They carve their feet. Their secret knowledge on their feet. Carve their secret knowledge on the bark. When the demons came, the druids resorted to dark ritual that turned the trees to stone, and the druids themselves into undead, doomed to guard their stone library grave forever. But that happened far from here, in the Stone Wilds. Is it possible that's where Myanmar went? Or maybe she found one of those secret trees in somewhere nearby. I don't know. The stone statue in the library suddenly turned into a living griffin. What happened? That statue was carved in Old Sarkorians long before the demonic invasion. Everyone marvelled at the beauty of its fine stonework. Each feather was practically lifelike. I may have to take a quick break. And I will be back. Right. That statue was carved in Old Sarkorians long before the demonic invasion. Everyone marvelled at the beauty of its fine stonework. Each feather was practically lifelike. They would say the griffin looked like it was about to spread its wings and take flight, but no one thought it would actually happen, of course. Believe me, I'm just as surprised as you are. Having said that, I do have an inkling of an idea. The knight rubs his chin thoughtfully. There was a legend in Sarkorians that mentioned an ancient chieftain who could turn into a beast and who vanquished countless enemies. But one day, he just vanished. He claimed he was sleeping somewhere and would wake up one day to save Sarkorians from a terrible fate. He adapted the legend of King Arthur. Everybody thought it was just a tall tale. Obviously no shape-shifting chieftain showed up to stop the demonic horde. Perhaps the statue was the very same person slumbering in stone, waking up only now a demonic lord has come real close. He shrugged. Don't take my word for it, it's just a guess. I hope we have a chance to get close to this griffin. How did you end up in the trap? That traitor met us at the door. He seemed a faithful and passionate crusader, and we didn't suspect a thing until they attacked us from behind and knocked us out. Yeah, you need to be more alert than that. We didn't expect such trickery. Most of our order brethren are dead, and we were desperate to believe that this man in armour was a fellow crusader. A comrade. While we were unconscious, they removed our armour and tossed us on the pyre of books. What macabre blasphemy. Ain't it always the way, says Woljif. You start to think you might be able to trust a fella and boom, he goes and stabs you in the back. If you never trust anyone, says Sealer, then soon you'll become a killer just like Hulrun. That's hardly better, is it? Don't start me on that now. Fine, fine, says Woljif. You convinced me, you can trust people. But only one in every dozen, I'd say, and not for very long then. We know about the elf. Go to the Defender's Heart. Those who are ready to fight back are already gathering there. The city still fights. Why, that's incredible news. We'll go to our sanctuary guarded by our order, brothers and sisters. We'll bring them to Defender's Heart. So that's some allies gathered. Now, before I go any further, because we're going to sell the books we've got, let's just have a quick look at them. I don't read, like I said, because there's no need. But I do info. Because sometimes you learn something. It's never anything major. It's a point here or there on a saving throw or a hit or something. The old elf frowns as he's listening closely to something, and then decisively turns his face to you. Yorkie, is it not? I recognise you from the sound of your footsteps. Taking you to the Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again. And if I may, please don't rush. Yes, we're going there now. That's a storyteller. And we will talk to him next time. Me then. We'll also catch up on our new companions. Very well.